One last time, everyone, welcome to Abu Dhabi at the Yas Marina circuit for the final qualifying session of the 2022 season. The championships may be decided, but the stakes are still just as high. Let's see where our grid lines up for tomorrow. But here's our practice report for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and Yuki Tsunoda looks to be in the final race a little bit ahead of his teammate. Both in the first and second practice session, Tsunoda putting in some pretty good lap times to put himself in the top 10, while Watanabe finds himself struggling with setup and not knowing exactly where he really could find more pace. Here's the setup he is running this weekend here in Abu Dhabi. Toyota hoping to preserve some reliability in their engines in order to avoid taking an engine penalty, and tire wear upgrades and an engine power upgrade heading into this weekend because no regulation change for the next year. So teams are still bringing in new packages in order to boost their performance. However, Ferrari boosts their performance along with Alpine over Aston Martin, and Williams pips both AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo up the order. Huge gains. And huge news coming from the Toyota garage is that they will be taking a full new engine. The wear that they experience and hoping that they wouldn't have to take a reliability penalty seems to have failed, and so now the Japanese team will have to go into the final race of the season with a full new engine, not exactly where they were hoping to be. Around the final corner, Keita Watanabe goes. Can he get out of the session? No, he can't. Down in P20. He's improved by about 4/10 as Watanabe. Rounding the final corner is going to cross the line. Only P18 though. You would think that he was really gunning for a position. 6/10 up on his previous time. Crosses the line 15th. And Yuki Tsunoda makes himself into the top 10. And Keita Watanabe just barely makes it out of the session. The lights are coming on. Dusk is settling here at Yas Marina. Crossing the line, and Watanabe up into P10. Despite the medium tire runners going, Watanabe finds himself way down the order. And it's P10 overall. The Ferraris of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz look to have the pace. Although on the softs, both Mercedes and Red Bulls qualified on the mediums, but the Toyotas look to be lacking pace. Sun is officially set. Around the final corner, Keita Watanabe goes. He's going to cross the line now. Where's that going to place him? He's improved by 5/10 has Watanabe as he crosses the line. There's a train of cars behind him, but it's still only P10 as Valtteri Bottas is the fastest lap. He's improved by a few hundredths, but through the final few corners, he's losing time. It goes very wide out of turn 20 into turn 21 now. Down by 3/10, and Watanabe is not going to improve. He finds himself in 10th place, having replaced some of his engine components due to excessive wear, and Yuki Tsunoda just pips him, and it's a Noah's Ark top 10 with a Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, and McLaren, exactly how it appears in the pecking order. And big news is that Toyota, realizing that their lack of pace might be down to engine power, decided to take a full new engine in order to compensate for their lack of pace. One last time, one last hurrah of 2022. Welcome to Yas Marina Island here in beautiful Abu Dhabi for the 2022 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. This Grand Prix has been a season finale for a long time now, and it provides both an amazing vista as the sun sets from dusk to the floodlights being turned on when the night sky rolls in. Welcome to the Yas Island circuit here. Two very long back straights will provide our best overtaking spots into turn 8 and turn 11, but drivers will have to navigate the triple chicanes, and hopefully under the hotel section they'll be able to keep close, although drivers may find it hard to overtake throughout most of this circuit. And here we are onto the starting grid, and grid penalties again all season long have seemed to be the story coming from the weekend. Toyota taking a full new engine, and they're not the only ones. Some drivers still taking new engines and new components throughout this race as we head into this final race of the season. And Valtteri Bottas might be our new champion. And let's just talk about that for a bit. Valtteri Bottas won the championship after showing some torrid luck throughout most of this season, and yet it just shows that when you have consistency at the right moment, you can really step it up. All the drivers have nothing to lose, So we should see some thrilling racing. And here we go to the starting grid for the 2022 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The front row lockout for Mercedes finished the year, but it's Lewis Hamilton that has the bragging rights over two-time champion Valtteri Bottas, Sergio Perez third, Ricciardo fourth, Leclerc fifth, and Pierre Gasly gets promoted to sixth on the grid with Carlos Sainz down the order of an engine penalty. Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon promoted up the grid. Max Verstappen, one of our championship contenders, down the grid with an engine penalty in 10th. Tsunoda, another penalty 11th, Stroll 12th, Lando Norris 13th, and Marino Sato 14th. The McLaren also taking a new engine. Mick Schumacher 15th, Antonio Giovinazzi 16th, Nikita Mazepin 17th, and Nicholas Latifi down in 18th. Kimi Räikkönen in his final race 19th alongside his friend Sebastian Vettel in 20th, George Russell 21st, and Keito Watanabe down the order in 22nd. Here we go for the final time. Let's see what the race has to offer. One final time, 5 red lights, one last start for 2022. It's lights out, and away we go. It is a great start from Lewis Hamilton, who gets ahead of his teammate, who tries to cut off the charging Red Bulls. Keito Watanabe gets a decent start off the line, down the inside of George Russell into the first corner, and he's going to pass both Williams cars. He passes Latifi, and there's 2 wide between Nikita Mazepin and Marino Sato. Sato gets the jump on the Haas, and through the sweeping corners of turns 2, 3, 4, heading down into turn 5 now. He's going to dive down the inside of the Haas driver. That is a beautiful move over that sausage curb. He's going to go around the outside of Sato. He is, and all the drivers behind him pretty much on the medium tires. So Keito Watanabe is really exploiting those softs. He gets squeezed off by Mick Schumacher though through turn 7, and that creates a bit of a gap to the Haas driver. But Watanabe is going to have some good slipstream down the long back straight towards turn 8, the triple chicane. He's going to have to nail his braking points. Mick Schumacher goes in, and there goes Keito Watanabe. A humongous dive pushes Schumacher wide because the Toyota got unsettled on the curb, and that allows Marino Sato to get a run. But Mick Schumacher gets the grip in those softs and holds the position. Here's the replay of the turn 7 incident. You can see there was a gap there. Watanabe, I think, was entitled, but I don't think Schumacher saw him, and so he just forced the Toyota off. And the first of the soft tire runners are pitting now. Watanabe, though, although 7 laps on these tires, has not been able to exploit it. Remember, these are a used set from qualifying, so he's going to have to find some more pace. And more soft tire runners are pitting. But Watanabe is going beyond the conventional 2-stop window. Pirelli did say a 2-stop race looks to be on for this Grand Prix. So is Watanabe perhaps going to try and go for a 1-stop? We'll wait and see. More runners pitting. Watanabe is gaining all the places that he hoped that his first stint would grant him. And now, this would be the window for a 1-stop strategy. Watanabe, hopefully, maybe going for that. Here he goes through the turn, but here goes Daniel Ricciardo. He's pit on medium tires, and those medium tires, although a step harder than the softs that Watanabe is currently on, he's going to be vulnerable to not only the grip, but the speed and pace that McLaren has. But down the inside, Watanabe goes into turn 8. Through the triple chicane, he tries to squeeze Ricciardo out. Ricciardo defends the corner, but Watanabe pulls the switcheroo on him, and he's going to get the slipstream. Ricciardo is lacking the DRS, and down the second back straight towards turn 11, and that's the move easily done, and Watanabe regains the place, brakes properly into the corner, gets a little unsettled, but holds position over the McLaren driver. And into the pits goes Keito Watanabe on lap 10. And so this would be onto the 1-stop strategy. But what's he going to try to do? The hards or the softs? The hards will probably be more guaranteed to last until the end of the race. But the medium tires surely will allow him to compete with the drivers in their second phase. Into the pits. And no! Oh no, that's a front wing change. We've been listening to the radios. There hasn't been a call for a front wing change. And this has been the story of Toyota's season. And the period that put an end to their 2022 campaign. Their little miscommunication comes back, and Watanabe's progress has been truly thwarted as he finds himself all the way down in P19 with a new front wing. Was there damage when he went on one of those curbs? Was there contact that we didn't see? Well, whatever the case. And here goes Watanabe closing in on George Russell in the Williams. The medium tires seeming to dial into the circuit. Closing in on the Williams now. DRS down into turn 11 we go. Russell defends the inside. Watanabe dives down. Manages to get the car just slowed down enough. Purple second sector for the Toyota as he closes in on the other Williams driver. Down the back straight we go towards turn 8. Watanabe is closing on the Williams of Nicholas Latifi. Latifi is totally vulnerable without the DRS. And here we go through the triple chicane. Over the sausage curve. Watanabe kind of loses the back end, but he's still within DRS range of Latifi. And that Toyota is leagues faster than Williams. Although Williams did bring some upgrades, Watanabe eases past the Canadian, and that is an easy move. Valtteri Bottas is the fastest lap, and Watanabe now has a huge gap to close up to the Aston Martin.
11.4
Round the first corner we go. Yellow flags in the first sector, and that's an AlphaTauri on the track. Watanabe has to have some quick reflexes to navigate around it, but that was Antonio Giovinazzi. What happened to Giovinazzi? Look at this. Oh, he just spins it through the first corner. It is a huge moment for the Italian. And he just kind of parks the car there. Was he trying to reverse back onto the circuit? Perhaps. Let's just look at this replay. Through turn 1 we go. And just too much power as he spins it all around. The Italian driver at the Scuderia AlphaTauri team, hoping to get a little bit of rejuvenation in his career, has just been not having the best luck this season. And Giovinazzi, thankfully, will be hoping for 2022 to be over and for his efforts to be over. Through the final corner we go. Tsunoda pits. So the two-stop strategy seems to be the conventional strategy, as Carlos Sainz also pits, but he's heading through under the track now, heading towards the pit exit. Watanabe is going to have to put in some blistering pace if he wants to get by the Ferrari, but unfortunately he's not able to undercut Carlos Sainz, and he's going to have to do things the hard way round. Final corner we go, and Alonso pits, and Charles Leclerc is coming out of the pit lane now. So can Watanabe at least undercut one of the Ferraris to gain some positions? He will pass Alonso, but he's not going to be able to pass Gasly. And no, there's Charles Leclerc exiting the pits now. Watanabe goes, and oh, there's a bit of a moment there. Clatters over the curbs. That is going to be an uncomfortable ride. Ocon pits. So Watanabe is just barely out of the points, and Norris pits as well. And so Watanabe back up into the points in the top 10, but Norris will be rapid on those mediums. Stroll pits. So Watanabe really forcing his hands at the one stop, but those medium tires will be fading and will be left vulnerable to the freshers. Here goes Lando Norris closing in on Fernando Alonso. The two pit around the same time, but Norris, the McLaren, has shown supreme pace all season, and there goes Norris past the Alpine into turn 11, and now he only has 3 seconds. Penultimate lap we go, and Watanabe's defending for 2 measly points for his championship bid. Lando Norris, where are they? There they are, peering into frame, and Lando Norris is all over the back end of Watanabe. Watanabe, you can see he's struggling with the grip on his aged medium tires. He's been on those mediums for 17 laps, now 18 as we head onto the final lap of 2022. Lewis Hamilton has the edge over Valtteri Bottas, and the Mercedes are leagues ahead of the 2 Red Bulls. But Watanabe has a whole new fight. This is the fight that we needed to close out the season. As Watanabe loses some grip, Norris passes him, and Watanabe is going to have to give up the position. But perhaps this was tactical. Remember, the DRS detection point is through turn 7, and Watanabe is well behind Lando Norris, but within the crucial 1 second gap. Here we go. First DRS straight, and this is possibly the best chance for overtaking. But remember, there is a detection zone heading into turn 8. So is Watanabe going to want to give up the position? No, you can see he's lifted off. He's being so tactical right now. The DRS games that the Toyota is playing, as he knows the third sector is impossible to overtake. Lewis Hamilton caps off the 2022 season just as he started the season with a win at the win for Mercedes. His teammate may have taken the champion, but Watanabe makes it by Lando Norris, and the tactics just seem to have paid off. A thrilling season, the fireworks blare, Mercedes reign dominant along with Valtteri Bottas, but keep an eye on Toyota Racing, as all season they've impressed, especially in the hands of team boss and lead driver Kato Watanabe. What can they show for 2023? I am so eager to know, but as a bookend to a spectacular season, this has been amazing. Lewis Hamilton is reigning supreme. He started the season with a bang, he ended with a bang, but Valtteri Bottas gets the ultimate prize, the Drivers' Championship. Sergio Perez gets the last spot in the podium, and Max Verstappen, a man who led most of the championship this season, has just floundered his opportunity. He'll be coming back stronger as well, as Kato Watanabe just managed to make the one-stop work. The only driver on the grid to really do a one-stop within the points-paying positions. And Yuki Tsunoda, unfortunately, unable to convert his two-stop strategy, finds himself out of the points, ending a point streak that's been going on since the US. And Kato Watanabe up into P4, but Lewis Hamilton makes it by Max Verstappen, making it a Mercedes 1-2 in the championship, to 27 points behind Valtteri Bottas, showing that consistency at the right time can really get your edge. Yuki Tsunoda down in 13th though, so some questions Toyota will have to be asking in terms of their driver lineup for next year. But a third in the constructors after a fight for P6 last year, surely they'll be ecstatic with the progress they've shown. This is it. 2022 over, and the final spray of champagne. Mercedes are dominant, but will they be next year? Will Valtteri Bottas make it 3 in a row? Well, let's hope we can tune in next time as 2023 is rolling around the corner. But thank you so much for this incredible season. Goodbye.